Years ago, when my father retired from his job, he had the intentions to go back and work part-time and also start going to the gym so that he would remain active. But because my mom, who was already home and drawing disability, he got comfortable with the routine that my mom was already in, which was watching TV day in and day out. And to this day, my parents watch television together day in and day out. Both of my parents are living the sedentary lifestyle. And when my dad retired, I noticed that his health condition, his health started deteriorating. I noticed that he started going to pay doctor's visits more often. And his hospitalization increased. Whereas growing up, my dad was never sick. He never missed a day of work. But it wasn't until he retired and stopped being active that his health started to affect him. And my mom, she was already drawing disability due to her having glaucoma. She's legally blind, and she has diabetes, and she had a knee replacement. So it is because of my parents. I'm watching them over the years and seeing how they unconsciously let their health go. Of course, they felt as though my dad, of course, saw the importance of providing for his family. Yes, absolutely. That is a must. But at the same time, in providing, in working so much to provide for your family, you're neglecting your health. And the way things are these days, as expensive as things are these days, it's like you have to work so much in order to keep a roof over your head and keep clothes on your back and food on the table and so much. But along with that comes your neglecting of your health. And with neglecting your health, it takes its toll. It takes its toll. I also have an older brother who's currently unemployed, who lives with my parents, and he's caught up in the same routine as my parents. The routine of living a sedentary lifestyle. Watch TV day in and day out. Drink whatever you want. Eat whatever you want. And the thing about this is, when you are living this comfortable sedentary lifestyle, most likely you are not consuming healthy foods. It's most likely foods like soda, processed foods, chips, candy, and so on. And in doing that for so long, for so many years of your life, it's going to take its toll. The sedentary lifestyle is comfortable. That's why it can become so addictive into getting in routine of just laying around and watching TV. It's comfortable. It's enjoyable. But after a certain time, because of this comfortable lifestyle, because of this sedentary lifestyle, your health takes its toll. Because you had stopped being active and you had started putting more food in your mouth, it caused weight gain. It caused you to sit more, which sitting in itself causes your hip hinge to shorten and causes you to become more stiff. And then you can't get up out of the bed, you can't get up out of the chair, and then you have the audacity to blame it on you're getting older. The reason why you struggle with getting out of bed and struggle with getting out of a chair is not because you're getting older. It's because you became inactive. You stopped moving your body, and now you have mobility issues. I have a coworker who came to me not too long ago and asked me to give him a workout routine because he would like to shed some pounds. And I just wrote a few things for him to do. Nothing challenging, super challenging anyway, at least not to me. But it was very basic. I wrote down on a piece of paper for him to start off with 3 sets of 10 push-ups, 3 sets of 10 bodyweight squats, and 3 sets of jumping jacks, and try to walk a mile, if not every day, every other day. And I told him that if you are consistent with this, you will see results in due time. I also told him that, but if you're not consistent, then don't come blaming me about you're not losing any weight, you're not being able to see any differences in the mirror. Because it's going to require, I told him it's going to require your being consistent. It's going to depend on how consistent you are. And so the following week I kept asking him on a day-to-day basis, so how's it going? How's your workout routine going? Started out good. This is based off of what he was telling me. He started off good. I also told him to change his diet, and also do the intermittent fasting, the 16/8. Try that. And it's where you fast for 16 hours and then you have an 8-hour window of where you eat. And I told him within that 8-hour window, don't eat junk food. Eat healthy food. Eat what you can find that is healthy. And so based off of what he was telling me, he was doing all of what I shared with him to do. But yeah, back to my asking him on a daily basis of whether or not he was continuing to do the workout regimen. And the first day he said, yeah, I'm doing it. I tell you what though, I was tired, but I did it. Second day, I asked him, he said he was doing it. Third day, I asked him, he said, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even do it. I didn't. And then the 4th day, he admitted that he didn't do anything either. And the 5th day, he just said he just quit. He quit doing the basic workout routine that I gave him to do. And now he's back to doing what he was doing previously. I don't know what that was, but I know he wasn't working out. I know he wasn't making his health a priority, because I see him. I have seen him at work smoking cigarettes and drinking soda and eating fried chicken and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But I told him the reason I gave him body weight exercises is because you can do body weight exercises anywhere. There's no excuse for that. You can't say, I had to work an X amount of hours, and so that's why I didn't do it. You could go to the restroom at your job place and do 10 sets of squats, of body weight squats. Something. You could go outside on your break and do some push-ups or something of that nature. You know, you can also definitely monitor what you eat while you are away from home and on the clock. But it all depends on your level of self-discipline, if you are willing to develop self-discipline. Now, motivation, it'll come to you, be like, yeah, I'm gonna get in shape, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna eat right, yeah, I'm gonna commit myself to working out. But motivation doesn't last. That's why you have to become self-disciplined. There's a reason why so many people get motivated in December and say they're gonna start going to the gym in January, which they do, but then by February, they're no longer going. They're right back into that sedentary lifestyle that they were into beforehand. And because of that, their health will suffer. It may be a month from now, it may be a year from now, maybe years from now, but eventually living a sedentary lifestyle will take its toll on your health. You might be feeling good and all, comfortable watching your favorite show, eating popcorn or ding dongs or whatever the case may be, drinking soda, but just know that in due time, all of that being comfortable and doing whatever you want, just laying around at the house, is going to take its toll on your health. And you have to hold yourself accountable for that. That's why you have to take the initiative to develop self-discipline. Get up, get out, and get active. Because if you don't, you will regret that you never took the initiative to do so. True wealth, the older we get, we all realize this. But true wealth is in your health. True wealth is in your health. And that is why there is wealth in taking care of your health. I shared these stories with you from my life because it's to drive home the point of making your health a priority. You have to stay active. You have to get active. You have to start strength training. You have to start doing cardio. You have to start doing isometric movements to loosen up, like the resting squat. Because you can't just sit around and do nothing but watch TV, eat, sleep, and drink. It's going to take its toll on your health. And you are worthy of so much better. Hey, I owe it to myself, you owe it to yourself, we all owe it to ourselves to do better and be better so we can make our individual worlds better. If you like the words that I have shared in this video, then by all means, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. God bless.